everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create OneNote notes from Google Calendar event. So I'm an owner of a business and I manage all my events or the meetings that I'm going to organize in my company with the help of Google Calendars. So my objective is that as soon as I'm going to create a new event in my Google Calendar, automatically a note of that same event should be created in my OneNote account. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between Google Calendar and OneNote with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you want to learn how to do this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create OneNote notes from Google Calendar events. So I am an owner of a business and I manage all my events or the meetings that I'm going to conduct in my company with the help of Google Calendar. So my objective is that as soon as I'm going to create a new event in my Google Calendars, automatically a note of that same event should be created in my OneNote account. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between Google Calendar and OneNote with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. As I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as Create OneNote Notes from Google Calendar Event. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Okay. Next over here, it is asking for us to select a folder. On the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down arrow and these are the folders from which I'm going to select Google Calendar Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create OneNote Notes from Google Calendar event, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps for automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, what we are going to do is we're going to set up our trigger step. For that, click on this arrow right over here, and for the trigger application, we are going to select it as Google Calendar. So we are going to select our trigger application as Google Calendar, and for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new event, as our objective is that whenever we are going to add a new event or we're going to create a new event in our Google Calendar, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that event being created. Okay. After selecting the trigger application and the event, let's click on Connect in order to connect Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear, on which click on Add New Connection, but if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on Sign In with Google. Then a new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on Allow, as the save process in my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on Allow right over here. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, over here it is asking for us to select a calendar. So for the calendars, you can see these are the calendars in my Google Calendar account, from which I'm going to select this events calendar so that whenever I'm going to create any event in this calendar name events, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. So I'm going to select my calendar over here as events. Okay. After that, over here it says save and send test request. As soon as we're going to click on this button right over here, the last event that we have created created in our Google Calendar, the response of that event is going to be captured in our response right over here. So what we are going to do is, before clicking on save and send test request, we are going to create a new event in this calendar right over here. For that, click on create an event right over here. As we have done that, firstly over here it is asking for us to give the title of our event. For the title of my event, I'm going to give it as important meeting. So this is the title of my event. Next, for the date over here, I'm going to select it as 29th of June. Okay, so this is the date of the event, and for the time I'm going to select it as from 2 to 4. Okay, so this is the time, June 29, 2024, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, so this is the time. Next over here it is asking for the details. I'm going to skip the part as I don't require the field, but over here it is asking for us to add a description, which we are going to add a description right over here. So for the description over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the description, that is, join us for crucial meeting. Here we will discuss key strategic initiatives and make important decisions that will shape the future direction of our organization. So this is the description of my meeting right over here. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on save right over here. As you can see over, it says event is saved. I'm going to open this event. You can see over here, event is created in our Google Calendar. For the name of the event being important meeting, and for the description right over here. For the date as June 29, 2024, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. As we successfully created an event in our Google Calendar, now I'm going to click on save and send test request. As we have clicked on save and send test request, over here a response is received, and in the response we have received the data of the last event that we have created in our Google Calendar. So now we're going to tally the event for the name of the event being important meeting, as you can see right over here. And if you're going to scroll down over here for the description, this is the description that we have added to our event, as you can see right over here. For the start time over here, you can see it is 29th of June 2024, for the time being over here as 2 p.m. So this means that we fully connected Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. And if you are not going to receive the response immediately in your trigger step, then do not worry, as over here you can see it says 10 minutes. This is the polling duration, as this Google Calendar is a polling based application. That means in every 10 minutes, whenever the new data is going to be captured by Google Calendar, automatically in every 10 minutes, Google Calendar is going to send the new data to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so do not worry if you're not going to get the response immediately. And also, if you want to make any changes in this polling duration right over here, then you can contact us on Pabbly forum. Okay, as we have set up our trigger step, we want that whenever a new event is going to be created in our Google Calendar, automatically we want to create the note of that same event in our OneNote account. So now we're going to set up our action step, and for the action application over here, we are going to select it as OneNote. So we're going to select our action application as OneNote. And for the action event, what we are going to do is, we are going to select it as create HTML note right over here. And then we are going to click on connect in order to connect OneNote to Pabbly Connect. Then a new window is going to appear, on which click on add new connection, but if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with OneNote. Then a new window is going to appear, which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on accept, as the save process in my data is completely saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on accept right over here. As you can see that we successfully authorized OneNote with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, over here it is asking for the title of our note that we are creating. For the title, what we are going to do is, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we are going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how we're going to do that? As soon as you're going to click on this field right away, it says Google Calendar new event. This was the previous step of this workflow, and if you're going to click on this arrow, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As it is asking for the title, I'm going to select the data for the title, that is important meeting right over here. As I selected the data from my previous step, the data is mapped, and as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here in place of this map data is going to be updated. Okay, next over here it is asking for the content. For the content, we have to write the content in an HTML format. We have to add the HTML tags in this content. okay? So for the content over here, I'm going to write it as, so I have added the HTML tags right over here, and in the middle, I'm going to enter the data of the description that we have received in our previous step. So I'm going to map the data of the description right over here. I have mentioned these tags right away as per my requirement. If you want, you can add HTML tags according to your requirement over here on this content, okay? So I mapped the data of the description with the tags HTML right over here. Next, it is asking for the date and the time of the event. For the date and the time of the event, we are going to map the data of the start date and time right over here, okay? So I mapped the data. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. As we have clicked on save and send test request, over here we have received the response, and the response that we have received is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my OneNote account and I'm going to check whether a new note is created in my OneNote account for the event that we have created in our Google Calendar or not. For that, I'm going to open my OneNote account. I'm going to refresh this page right over here. And yes, as you can see right over here, a new note is created in our OneNote account. For the title of the note being Important Meeting, for the date as Saturday, June 29, 2024, for the time being 2 p.m. as you can see right over here. For the description as join us for a crucial meeting where we are going to discuss key strategic initiatives, make important decisions that will shape the future direction of our organization. So as the note is created right over here, this means that we successfully created an automation between Google Calendar and OneNote with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business and I manage all the events and the meetings that I'm going to organize in my company with the help of Google Calendar. My objective is that as soon as I'm going to create a new event in my Google Calendar, automatically a note of that event should be created in my OneNote account. For that, what we have done is we have simply created an automation between Google Calendar and OneNote with the help of Pabbly Connect, and this is how we create this amazing automation. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.